What is going on, guys? What is going on, Mets fans? We're going to be talking about the baby Mets and what happened last night, in the game overall with Ronny Mauricio, Brett Baty, Alvarez, Vientos, really didn't play in the game, but we'll get into just a discussion about the baby Mets. Yeah, we'll get into it. Man, Ronny Mauricio was called up last night and it was a great to see the young kid, the 22-year-old, in action in the major leagues. This guy looks so big, looks so talented. He was signed, as an undrafted free agent, when he was 16 years old. So he's been with the Mets organization for 6 years. Unbelievable. He's worked his way up. He's had a lot of doubts, a lot of doubters, but he's in the major leagues. And Ronny Mauricio, just to cap it off, his first at-bat was a line shot double over Teoscar Hernandez, the right fielder's head. And it was the hardest hit ball, 117 exit velocity in the Mets this season, with the Mets this season. That just says a lot about the kid. This kid, so talented. This kid is tall. This kid is big. He brings a lot to the table. And man, Ronny Mauricio in his first at bat hit a line shot over the right fielder. And not just that, he had a good at bat against a tough pitcher, Logan Gilbert, he laid off some tough pitches. And yeah, man, Ronny Mauricio looked really, really good in his first at bat. And Brett Baty also came back. Brett Baty came back as well. Alvarez is in the lineup. They were all in the lineup except for Mark Vientos. But Brett Baty, he struck out 2 times in the game. He got 1 hit. And yeah, he didn't hit the ball in the air. So, that's something that we really want to see from Brett Baty, hitting the ball in the air. And we just didn't see that last night. But I'll tell you this, man. I love Brett Baty. I love what he brings to the table. And I think Brett Baty is talented. And he didn't make any errors at third base, which was good. So that's a big thing, because defense is key for Brett Baty. You need him to be a good defensive third baseman if he's going to be your third baseman for the future. Yeah, and pretty much that's what it is. But Ronny Mauricio playing second base on the night. This guy, definitely was undrafted free agent as a shortstop. So he's been a shortstop his whole career in AAA. They finally gave him a chance, AAA, to play second base, to play the outfield. And yeah, listen, his first, it was a pop-up, and he caught it, and the fans were so happy just to see him, in the major leagues, just to see him catch a ball. And yeah, and then he also got another opportunity, and it was a liner, ground ball, a tough hop, but Ronny Mauricio took it, and he got a double play with Francisco Lindor. So we got to see a little glimpse of the future with Ronny Mauricio and Francisco Lindor and, Jeff McNeil in the outfield. And that was good to see. That was a good thing to see because that is a big thing for the Mets to see. They want to see Ronny Mauricio play good defense at second base. So that was good to see. But, man, Ronny Mauricio got 2 hits on the night. Like I said, he got that line shot over the right fielder's head, and then he got another ball, in the infield, and yeah, up the middle. And it was great to see Ronny Mauricio, just in the lineup. It was great to see him, in the major leagues. His family was so happy. Everybody was so happy. The fans were so happy. And yeah, this kid is so big. He's definitely, filled out his body. He's worked out. He's done everything that he needed to do to get to this point. And yeah, man, he's definitely talented. And I love what I see from Ronny Mauricio. I am a big Ronny Mauricio fan. Have always been a big fan since he came up. Since he was a skinny kid, I was a fan. I knew he had a lot of tools. But man, I think he's just getting better and better. And yeah, man, I can't wait to see him, more and more, in the major leagues in September. And yeah, that's exciting. But Brett Baty, he didn't hit the ball in the air. He did strike out 2 times, which I don't like to see. I don't like to see Brett Baty strike out. Because Brett Baty is a guy that, last night, it looked like he was looking for a pitch. Like, he looked like he was, not trying to protect the plate. So that's a big thing with Brett Baty. This guy, Brett Baty, is very talented. He's a good hitter. He just needs to, do what he was doing before, and that is, protect the plate, hit the ball opposite field. You can pull the ball as well, but you don't need to be looking for pitches. You do not need to be looking for pitches. So, it is tough. The major leagues is tough. And Logan Gilbert is not a bad pitcher. He's a really good pitcher. So, Brett Baty, 2 strikeouts. That's something I didn't like to see. But, he got a hit. He pulled the ball. And, yeah, he didn't hit the ball in the air, but it is what it is. And let's talk about Francisco Alvarez. Francisco Alvarez in his first at-bat hit a ball up the middle, and it was a line shot. And Francisco Alvarez has really been struggling on the season, lately. I don't know what it is. He's just been striking out. He's getting away from what he was doing before. And, what he was doing before, Francisco Alvarez, he had this really good, what's it called? Like 10 games or 6 games or 7 games, something like that he was hitting the ball the opposite field. He wasn't striking out a lot. He was, putting competitive at-bats out there, quality at-bats. And that's what you want to see from Francisco Alvarez. And, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's tired. I know he's never played this much baseball, in the just in his career. So it's a lot of baseball. It's an extra month of baseball, and I think it is getting to him. I really think it is getting to him. So, but I think Francisco Alvarez is an exciting player, and maybe he's just tired, or maybe he's he needs to go through this month and next year come fresh or whatever. But Francisco Alvarez is a talented kid. He's only 21 years old, guys. We forget that he's only 21 years old. He is only 21. So I'm excited to see what these guys do, the baby Mets. Now let's talk a little bit about the baby Mets. So we got Ronny Marucio, we got Brett Baty, and we got Francisco Alvarez, and we got Mark Vientos. So those are the baby Mets. And out of everyone that has a lot of talent, Francisco Alvarez, is obviously the biggest prospect there. Francisco Alvarez is a guy that he can hit you over 20 home runs, and he's already hit 21 home runs this season. So it's a very impressive, season for Francisco Alvarez in his first MLB season to hit 21 home runs. And that's what you want to see from him. And, Ronny Mauricio, man, I really love this kid. He's big, he's talented, he's a switch hitter. Yeah, he doesn't just hit from the left side, guys. He hits from the right side as well. And he plays second base. He could play left field. So I like what I see from Ronny Mauricio, and I can't wait to see more. Brett Baty, I think, he needed that. He needed that demotion to AAA. They needed to, get him out of his way because he was too in his head too much and whatever. It just didn't seem like Brett Baty was very comfortable in the major leagues at a certain point. But Mark Vientos, he's hitting a little bit. He didn't get a start last night, but he is hitting a little bit. So maybe Mark Vientos is coming around. Obviously, he didn't play last night, so maybe he'll play, today. I don't know what's going to happen with Mark Vientos, but I think the baby Mets, I love to see it. You just love to see the young guys play. And it's not just about the young guys. It's about the freshness of these guys. You want to see fresh players. These guys, Mark Vientos, Francisco Alvarez, Ronny Mauricio, Brett Baty, these guys are the future of the New York Mets. But you want to see them get major league at-bats. You want to see them get major league experience. So I am happy that they gave Mauricio this chance to get the September call-up and bring back Baty, which I really think Brett Baty is very, very talented. And I think he just needs to get out of his own head because I think, last night seeing him look for pitches, that's not the Brett Baty that I know. That's not the Brett Baty that can take a ball, the thing about Brett Baty is he's so good at hitting the ball where it's pitched. So he doesn't need to pull a ball for a home run. He can hit an opposite field home run. He has that type of power. He's a big kid. He's not no little kid. So Brett Baty, guys, I think he's going to be fine. But I really think that he needs to get out of his own head and, work on his mechanics a little bit as well. Because, sometimes this leg kick I'm not the biggest fan of. He's cut down on the leg kick in a little bit, but I think that he should do a toe tap. I really think that will help him a lot. But, man, I am excited about these baby Mets. I am excited to what's to come. And yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, man, this is All Things Mets Media, where you get your latest Mets media. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'm out of here, man.